Perfect. Sorry about that. I was just starting. I went ahead and set this to record so that anybody who is busy right now is still able to look at it later.
Yeah.
So for the AMA, the format we normally do for this is obviously a lot of people are coming from your chat and don't know necessarily a ton about Bankerdoge, and then obviously our chat hasn't had as much exposure to Unimoon. So what we like to do is just have you kind of explain what is Unimoon, what are you looking to do, A, in the private sale, and then B, like what's the general vision? Because obviously you guys have a very ambitious project. You guys have a lot of things that you're looking to do, and it looks really cool. So just a chance to talk about that, and then afterwards we'll jump into. I'm sure a ton of people have questions, so we'll
For sure,
start
for
with
sure.
questions after.
Thank you. Okay, so we are the first layer one blockchain to decentralize social media for everyone. The real focus is developing an end user application that is really familiar for everyone that has familiarity or exposure to social media. So even my mom uses Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And so everybody that I know has any kind of experience with social media should be able to use cryptocurrency. The thing is, cryptocurrency is it's a really great tech. There's a lot of benefits. It's trustless. It's immutable. It's decentralized. There's a lot of really great benefits to it. But the fact of the matter is, it's incredibly difficult for most people to use. That's the problem. But what we're really looking to do is basically just create a frictionless, very easy to use application that is going to be focused on a social media network that will allow anybody to upload pictures, videos, media objects onto the network, which would be a decentralized network. And this would allow people to be able to earn cryptocurrency of our native coin, Unimoon. And the way that this would be done is by the smart contracts that we would be designing specifically with what we call the social activity coefficient. And the social activity coefficient is basically a way to accrue a certain amount of value based on the activity that the network would value. And that value is attributed to people that are liking, commenting, sharing, downloading your content. So basically everything that is already existing on traditional centralized social media networks like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, we just take what works with these existing social media giants and we just basically decentralize it. And by decentralizing it, we allow people to take the real value of this data of the network, because that's really where the value comes from. It's the people. It's the people's data. It's the people using the content. But on these social media networks like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, the real financial gain comes from decentralized institutions. I mean, like, you're really fattening the wallets of Mark Zuckerberg. They are basically monopolizing data. They take your data, my data, and then they sell it back to you. So you put up content and data for free, and then they charge you to use your own data. And so essentially, we are just creating the inverse of what already exists, leveraging technology because we can with blockchain technology. And that's really simply what we're doing. We've already begun development. We've already started working on our layer one blockchain. But again, the layer one blockchain isn't something that we're just starting from scratch. It's going to be a fork of Solana. The reason why we chose this is because the really great thing about Solana is that it's a clock before consensus algorithm. So as you guys all know, proof of work is the consensus algorithm for Bitcoin. Proof of stake is the consensus algorithm for many of the more later generation popular cryptocurrencies. But proof of work is consensus. It's a clock before consensus, which means that when validators go to verify transactions, they can check the time. So essentially, like they're saving time to validate the transactions without having to go back in time. So that way, you're just saving time, and it's just more scalable, and it's a highly performant blockchain. So what we're doing is forking Solana, similar to how Binance Smart Chain forked Ethereum. We're just forking Solana, and then we are again already in development for this layer one blockchain, Unimoon. And in addition to that, we are already developing the social media application, which is Umoon. And Umoon would be similar to what people would know as like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. But we're going to be putting all of these different utilities and functionalities all rolled into one. So pictures, RSS feeds, videos, short form, long form. We will just be able to roll that all into one. Most likely not in the MVP. The MVP will be more geared towards creating something very similar to, I guess, like TikTok, more digestible content and videos. It's very entertaining. People really like it. It makes them feel good because people. It's really just the algorithm. It's the algorithm that helps you decide what videos based on your user behavior, the videos that you're liking and commenting on. So you get to see more videos like that based on an account user's quality and so forth. So we're going to be creating an algorithm that is all based on user behavior as well, in addition to developing the social activity coefficient, which is going to be the heart of Unimoon, which will help establish value, put an actual value on the content that you're putting on. And then within every 24 hours, based on the set epoch intervals of 24 human hours, your account in your social media profile within Umoon will actually receive Unimoon tokens. So that's one way that we will be able to establish a new form of an exchange of value, because that's essentially what cryptocurrency is. That's essentially what money is. It's from the beginning of time. Money is really just an exchange of value. So what we're really looking to achieve is identifying a new exchange of value. People exchange their time, their human energy, and then they receive value within Unimoon tokens. And there will be an infinite amount of utility within the ecosystem. So people will be able to unlock special features, premium content, and more importantly, for people that want to utilize this data, that collectively the aggregate data of all these people that are using the platform, advertisers will have unprecedented abilities for actually advertising on the network. There will be better KPIs, better transparency, and so advertisers will buy Unimoon, and then they would spend Unimoon in order to access this data. And by accessing that data, they obviously get better KPIs, and the advertising is better KPIs, better ROI. So it comes down to business, but they would have better access to more information, more data, more transparency. And in addition to advertising, unlocking special premium content and features, like maybe you want to opt out of advertising, you want to have like some sort of monthly subscription, we'll be able to offer a lot of different functionalities within, as well. What we are looking to achieve with an NFT marketplace would be straight from the social profile, Umoon. So again, we are already in development of Umoon. Umoon and Unimoon. Umoon is the social media application. Unimoon is the layer one blockchain. We're about 3 months out from an MVP. So we have already begun development, and we're about 3 months out from MVP. But
real
within
quick
Unimoon,
for the people that are listening here, MVP is minimum viable product. I'm not sure how much in both our communities people are familiar with some of the marketing.
yeah.
Sorry.
So Yeah. So yeah, our MVP, minimal viable product, would be released around 3 months. And on Umoon, the social media profile, it would be a similar user experience. Like, people are going to be able to use it every way that you already use, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. But the main differential would be that when you're using your profile, you're going to see a wallet. So it'll be there will be a wallet component on there where you can tap into the wallet, and then you could see your balance of the Unimoon that would be distributed into your wallet profile based on the activity and the amount of value that you're putting on the network. In addition to that, we'll have an NFT minting button. So you could press this button, and then you'll be able to essentially mint any NFT straight from your own profile. It could be a video or a picture or a moment that you capture, and then you could sell into it would push into a marketplace. But if you already have a group, a fan base, and you have, like, maybe it could even be 500 people, it might be 1,000 people, it doesn't have to be a super influencer with 50,000 people, it could be 500 people. You could just be really engaging and really focused and driven and inspired with photography. Or it could be like Carl, who's our blockchain architect. He always talks about pimple popping. He's madly obsessive over he's madly obsessive over following people on TikTok and just watching, like, Dr. Pimple Popper. But yeah, like, if that's your craft, like being a professional pimple popper, like, and you put up this kind of content, then you will be able to earn Unimoon from that. And so that would populate into your wallet. But also, maybe you want to take that to the next level. Maybe you want to create some sort of exhibition, short film, or maybe like a series. And what you would be able to do is be able to have like a crowdfunding for this exhibition, and you would use Unimoon to do that. And so yeah, there's really like endless opportunities and different functionalities within the utility that we're really focusing on, because at the end of the day, that's really what the focus is on: the utility and the governance, and ultimately, from a philosophical standpoint, be an extension of of human activity and the amount of value that you're putting onto a network.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that was very unique about your project. We see a lot of things that are used for blockchain a lot of things that blockchain is used for every day with new projects, but a lot of it is the same general concept. And even within like the NFT sphere and things like that, a lot of it is the same general concept for it. But you guys have really taken that, like you said, to the next level. There's so many different things that you can do with it, and you've taken something that already exists and has proven incredibly
Exactly.
profitable, incredibly widespread with social media and the way that it's used today. And you said, let's take that and let's put it back in the power of the back in the hands of the creators. So it's like I said, very ambitious, but it's really cool to see. And you guys already have started putting out some of the mock-ups and things like that as you work on development for this. And for anybody who's in here who has done any sort of development before, being able to get it done as quickly as you guys are on track to do right now is quite a feat in and of itself. I know you guys are working on it every single day, and you have a team that's really just dedicated to this whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is a very ambitious project, but the thing is, this is like, we're just taking, like you were saying, proven technologies, proven networks that already exist, that are very, very popular, that people have already proven and shown that they like it, they want it. But for me, I've been in crypto since 2014, and I just wanted to take it to the next level. The cryptocurrency is really great. DeFi is really great, but not everybody knows how to use it. And there is this technology barrier. So for a lot of people, it's not actually accessible. Even just onboarding from fiat to crypto can be troublesome for people. But this essentially would be a new onboard ramp onto crypto. And it wouldn't take money from fiat. It would just take your human energy And the thing is, people already do that with Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, except now you would get rewarded for that energy, for that creativity, and be able to earn Unimoon in crypto. And that's possible because this would be a decentralized network. Like down the line, we really want to create a decentralized autonomous organization. I am the founder, I am the creator of Unimoon, but at a certain point, that the goal would be to be able to completely renounce ownership of this project and allow it to just be a free governing, free flowing, free feeling application and complete social media platform. So that's why if you guys get a chance to, you can go on our website and you can click on light paper. Light paper, it doesn't, it's 17 pages. So it's a light paper. The academic white paper, the white paper will be a little bit thicker and elaborate on more of the actual concepts, specifically with like validators and with governance and some of the actual concepts with like the advertising and how the social activity coefficient would actually calculate, distribute. But the light paper gives a really good overview. Within 17 pages, we try to make it as concise and clear as possible. But there are a lot of concepts that we do need to introduce. So if you guys get a chance, please read the light paper. But in there, we talk about the governance component. Now, this isn't going to be something that's going to be iterated in the MVP. There's just no way that even raising 3,400 BNB, we could create a full-fledged product, blockchain, social media application with a decentralized autonomous organization that would compete against Facebook. Even with 3,400 BNB, it just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are massive behemoth corporations. But it would be enough to get to MVP and be able to create a solid MVP to show the world that this can be built and this could have value. So that's the governance component is something that is really important for us to really establish and make sure that we can develop over time. But the goal is to be able to have a multi-body sortition, because what we've seen in cryptos right now is people essentially that have the whales have the greatest voting power. But if you're a whale in a project and you have the greatest voting power, then what is the point of voting, right? I mean, essentially, you can just get together and raise an issue and pass the vote based on your influence. So
it's an oligopoly.
Exactly, and that's not, that wouldn't be a truly decentralized autonomous organization. And again, the goal is to have a full-fledged decentralized ecosystem, decentralized social media platform where all the people of the network would have an equal voting power, so that everybody's interest is also making sure that the future value of the network is in the users' benefit, right? So everybody that's using the platform, it would be in their benefit to make sure that it's governed properly. But we are talking about a multi-body sortition, which would really create a checks and balances sort of voting power. So yeah, there's a lot of different components to this, but MVP, getting to MVP, building a really great product, great user experience is our main focus right now. And for the MVP, we can create these smart contracts that are deciphering the social activity coefficient. But at the same time, user experience is incredibly important. I mean, because of technology and the way that we've advanced with internet, LTE, 4G, 5G, people don't have time. Like, people's attention span is half a second. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if you guys have used like things like IPFS technology or heard of Filecoin that created IPFS, interplanetary file system, but it is really, 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 really slow. And it's cool. It's crypto. People earn rewards for sharing their hard drive space and things like this, but it's too slow. And I even wanted to use it. I'm a huge fan and proponent and advocate of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but if it's slow, people just won't use it. So part of this user experience is also not only making sure that people don't have to deal with ugly transaction hash IDs. It's just people don't. It's like a eyesore to look at, and it's
Yeah, it's
kind of
clunky
stressful.
right now.
It's very clunky. Like the whole user experience, it's just not fluid at the way that it should be, the way that it needs to be to really break into mainstream adoption. So Carl, he brings a wealth of experience. He has 20 plus years in enterprise fintech development. Um, he's been on a few of the AMAs. This one was I wanted to make sure it was more geared towards this actual private sale, but yeah, like normally he comes on, but Carl has experience developing projects for monster corporations. The names I unfortunately am not able to disclose because he has NDAs tied with these massive corporations, but I would guarantee that 100% for a fact, everybody here would know who they are. So he has an incredibly strong background in specifically enterprise fintech technology, architecting solutions and development. And this is one of the reasons why we're able to have such efficient timelines for delivering our MVP. It's really because of him. But yeah, it's very exciting to do something this ambitious and to like combine things that have like for me, I have a background in entertainment as well. I graduated from the University of Southern California. I studied film and business. And so this is an incredibly exciting thing for me to be able to combine and couple two passions of mine into something that I think could be incredibly revolutionary and just it could really just change the way people use the internet, people use social media, the way that we see, think, and use cryptocurrency. And it's very exciting. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work. But nonetheless, I'm incredibly excited and I feel very grateful to have this opportunity to like really just drive forward right now. And it's exciting because I'm seeing every day we're getting closer and closer. So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, that passion is super important. A lot of it's very easy to tell the difference between somebody who's doing something just because they think it's a good business idea or it's profitable versus somebody that truly believes in what they're doing. And obviously, if you're running a business, it's still going to be those other things. But that passion there is super important. I know we do have a lot of people in here. I do want to kick off some of the questions here. I want
Yeah.
to start with one that I'm sure will be important to this private sale,
Yeah,
and then we'll
absolutely.
take some from the community as well.
Yeah.
So
And for the people that are joining right now, I know that there were a lot of questions about Bankerdoge. Yeah, but again, we've had many conversations with Bankerdoge. This is one of the reasons why we wanted to kick off this AMA specifically right before we actually have our private sale in about 1 hour and a half. Also, I just wanted to make sure, did you guys uh, connect in the new contract with the interface?
let me double check and ping our developers. I believe I've had messages going on in the background here, so I assume that's something that they're working on right now.
Okay, okay,
Um,
yeah. But you guys did
but yeah,
get that, right? I sent that in before. Okay,
yes,
great.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we trust Bankerdoge fully. They are a great project. I've had many conversations with Paul. I've had many conversations with Nathaji. He's the owner dev of Bankerdoge, and yeah, we met through Blockchain Pros, and they're incredibly professional and a very talented team. And so we had this credibility already going into this, and this is one of the reasons why I thought it would be a great opportunity to utilize their private pre-sale platform, because they've already been doing this. And they've already established the private pre-sale platform that they've used. It's been tested. They've done this with other projects as well. And they've been vetted with, obviously, Blockchain Pros. Blockchain Pros is their incredible team for marketing. And so we felt very confident and very assured that this was a great way to utilize Bankerdoge with their pre-sale platform. So just for people that are asking, why are we using Bankerdoge? It's because we have a previous relationship with them, and we trust them. So they have a pre-sale system, and they've used it. This isn't the first time. So we felt very confident that this would be a great way to kick off our private sale in BSC.
Yeah, this is something that we've had in the works. We've been in communication, both obviously with Blockchain Pros as well as with you, especially on the Unimoon side, on getting all this together. This has been in the works for a little while. And
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
so
we're
one of the I was gonna
yeah.
say, one of the things that, since you guys are planning on being a level 1, and you're going to be using kind of your own blockchain technology on this, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at this and saying, hey, you're launching on BSC. Do you want to talk about why you're looking at launching on BSC before you go into full level 1?
Yeah. So BSC just has a wealth of crypto enthusiasts. I think that our focus was really to increase the invisibility. We wanted to increase the visibility within the crypto community, and it's just the fees are lower. As of now, it's better than Ethereum, and there's just a widespread amount of adoption within the crypto community specifically. So we thought that this would be a really effective way to increase the visibility within the crypto community before we actually migrate to our own layer 1 blockchain.
Perfect. Yeah, there's BSC, like you said, there's a really big audience right now, and it's a great way to kind of get everything started and launch into your actual full use and everything. For all the people that are in the audience here, we have, I think, last I checked, over 200 people in here, which is awesome to
Yeah.
see. If you guys have questions, feel free, just at the bottom of your screen, click the raise your hand button. I imagine we're going to have quite a few, so we'll get to you one by one. But as you raise your hand, we'll be able to make it so you can unmute. So, for instance, Sidu, you should be able to unmute at the bottom of your screen and ask Dale any questions you might have here.
Yeah, hi, good evening from London there, Dale. Thank you for the amazing AMA, very technical and probably a lot more than probably a lot of us probably have even imagined. But my question is that I might have missed it, but will we be able to integrate our Twitter accounts into the token? I mean, is that what the token is about? How you'd be able to integrate social media, our socials within, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for your question. So what we would do is we would create an API that would essentially allow you to create your content from Unimoon, which would be our native social media application. And then you could push this to your current social media apps. But it wouldn't be something that you use like you would need to use together. It would be a separate application. And if you wanted to still have access to your current network on Twitter, you could just make the content from Unimoon, and then you could just push it straight from Unimoon to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like this.
Okay,
and then
yeah,
that way
great.
you would earn your crypto native token of Unimoon by pushing the content out from our actual application.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that, Dale. Thank you. Cheers. Best
Sure.
of luck. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. As we have other people, as I mentioned just a second ago, if you have a question, feel free to just click the raise your hand button down at the bottom. In the meantime, Dale, I know you were talking earlier about one of the main parts of the project is that algorithm that helps determine the user engagement and understanding who has, not necessarily more popular, but who's able to bring that personality to their audience on social media. So right now, obviously, a lot of social media platforms, that's a very tightly guarded secret on how user engagement is determined. For instance, on Google, like the page ranking, on Facebook, who to put in front of other people, it doesn't come down to just likes. What kind of thought have you guys put into the process for that algorithm? And I know this is still very early on in the process, but what kind of thoughts go through the planning process on this when you determine how the algorithm should sort these things, how to best reward your users for the engagement and reward the people that are making those posts?
Yeah, so the way that we would have it set is it would be a point system. So likes, comments, shares, downloads, they will have different points. So someone that comments or downloads or shares would give that uploader, the content creator, that video, it would receive a higher value than if it just got like a like. And then also, let's say a person rewatches a video 4 times, then it shows that this video is now has a lot of engagement. And so there's going to be engagement velocity, engagement variety. So the variety would be the likes, the comments, the shares, and then also the velocity, the variety, and the quantity. So the total amount, and these would tally up into the social activity coefficient, and social activity coefficient will be weighted across all the different people within the network, but it would go into different audiences. So there's going to be different tiers of audiences. The first audience would be new users up to 500 followers, and this content would be pushed into this introductory audience. And depending on a certain threshold, if it reaches a certain threshold, then it would be pushed into the next layer, and so on and so forth, until it gets to the discovery for you page. This is where it would reach out to the masses. But this could be something that you could put a piece of content out, and that could go viral overnight, and you would actually earn monetary value for that piece of content that goes viral. And you could recreate that over and over, depending on the quality of your content. So this way, it really is focused on quality and engaging, creating content that gets engaged with people, and content that people want to consume. So the more types of content that you're liking and that you're interacting with, then the more our algorithm will lean that similar sort of content based on the hashtags, based on the account ranking, the account user. It will show you similar account types, similar content videos, and that would be recommended to you. And then depending on how you interact with that video, then you would see more like this or less like this. And to take it even further, we're also going to be incorporating a data scientist to help develop out an actual mathematical scientific algorithm to process this information, this data sets.
That's perfect. Yeah, I know you guys touch on it a little bit in the light paper, talking about the social activity coefficient in there. For anybody who is curious about that, obviously they can go to your website. I also dropped it in the chat just a minute ago, just make it a little bit easier. I would highly recommend, sorry, I forgot the name of the person who was speaking, Sidu, just a minute ago, said you guys are very technical in here. You already have a good portion of it kind of planned out through there.
Yeah.
Let's take, next we have Green Mentor. You should be able, at the bottom of your screen, you should be able to hit
I don't know.
That's good.
I don't know how many people are from your community, or how many people are from our community, but yeah, one thing that we can do for all the people that are here right now, we're going to be having a whitelist for Pink Sale. Our Pink Sale public pre-sale will be on November 8th. So for all of you guys that are joined here today, thank you guys for taking the time to come here, us speak about Unimoon and being an enthusiast of this project. That's very, I love to see the support. So thank you guys all for being here. And so I would like to offer you guys, for those of you that are here from within the Bankerdoge community, or maybe you guys are here for the first time, I'd like to offer a whitelist spot for all of you guys here that took time out of your day to come and join us today. So maybe after this AMA, we could set up like an Excel sheet, and we'll just open it up for a few minutes, like 5-7 minutes, to allow the people that are from within your community or other people that have joined from outside of the communities to input their whitelist or input their wallet address for the whitelist that for the Pink Sale that we'll have on November 8th.
Yeah, actually, and sorry, Queen Mentor, I know I called on you. Can you just one more second, and then we'll get to you, because you mentioned the Pink Sale here, Dale. I know everybody in the community so far has seen the announcement for the private sale that's happening, obviously, in an hour and 20 minutes. Can you talk about your tiered private sale pre-sale system here?
Yeah. So we're going to have 2 private sales. Private sale 1 will be today in 1 hour and 20 minutes, roughly. Very exciting. This would be for 350 BNB. Our second private sale will be on November 2nd, on Tuesday. This will be for 650 BNB. And then we will have our final public pre-sale on Pink Sale. This will be for 2,400 BNB. And this 2,400 BNB is the allocation for this is 70% of that total raise from the pre-sale of Pink Sale would go to the liquidity pool. So if we reach hard cap at 2,400, that would be 70% of that would go to the liquidity pool. So that would be 1680 BNB would go to liquidity pool, and then 720 would be would go to the development and to the marketing. So further development of Unimoon to add more features into the MVP. But yeah, as like we've said before, we're already in the actual development stages of Unimoon, the layer 1 blockchain, and of Unimoon, our social media app. But that's how it breaks down. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to join me in our community. Telegram is t.me/Unimoon network. Unimoon network. So yeah, if we don't go over one of your questions today, feel free to pop in there. Someone from our team would be happy to answer any of your questions.
Thanks, and I'm going to drop that link in the chat. Quinn Mentor, if you want to go ahead.
Okay, hi, good evening. I just got to hear about you from a friend in one of our groups, and I've been listening, and it really sounds so good.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah, I like to root for good projects, and I just hope the team delivers on everything you have said. So I wanted to ask, aside the BSC network, are you guys going to launch on like Ethereum and any other network? I heard you talking about you wanting to get your own blockchain in future. So are we just expecting you on the BSC network alone for now?
Yeah, so great question. Thank you, Queen. We are developing our own layer 1 blockchain, which is a fork of Solana. After we've migrated and we are living on our layer 1 blockchain, we will actually be having bridges to Ethereum and Solana itself. So yeah, we want to be able to have as much widespread adoption within the crypto community as well. And that, I think, would be very important to be able to utilize and take full advantage of the DeFi components, because Ethereum is known as the king of decentralized finance. Unimoon, I think, in the future would be known as the king of decentralized media. But yeah, we do plan to have bridges to Ethereum. Ethereum and Solana would be our first. Ethereum, Solana, and BSC.
All right, thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Perfect. We had several other people that have raised their hands. I believe XP was first. XP, you should be able to unmute down at the bottom.
Hi, Dale.
Hi.
Hi. I'm just curious because you will be having 2 private sales and 1 public. So
Yeah.
what will be the usage of the allocations for the public sale, private sales?
They're all for development. 100% of it. The total amount of raise would be 3,400 BNB if we hit our hard caps for both privates and for the public pre on pink sale. The total combined amount would be 3,400. So 350 plus 650 is 1,000 in the privates, and then 2,400 from the pink sale public pre-sale. So the total combined amount would be 3,400, and 3,400 would not be enough to develop a full-fledged social media decentralized ecosystem that implements a decentralized autonomous organization. We decided that this would be a way that we could have a healthy liquidity pool and have enough to develop into an MVP. But if you look into the light paper, you'll see that we have reserve tokens for marketing and for development, which would be necessary for the further development to get to the second iteration, third iteration, to really get into established full production social media application.
Okay,
So,
so
to answer your question, development.
Okay, so I'm just wondering because I have been in different pre-sales, so I'm just wondering, are you planning to consider on decreasing the hard cap, let's say for public and second pre-sale or something like that?
No.
Okay.
Again, 3,400, even 3,400 wouldn't be. It wouldn't be enough to create a full decentralized ecosystem for a social media platform to compete with Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Facebook is $1 trillion company.
Yeah.
So, 3,400 BNB, 70% of that 2,400 will go to liquidity pool for trading. So we would be left with 1,720. If we hit all of the hard caps, we would be left with 1,720 in BNB for development and marketing. And we're looking to create a fully decentralized social media ecosystem. So I think it's very important that in order to do that, we have enough funds to develop a strong MVP.
Okay, sure, no worries. Okay, and you mentioned that you will be creating your own blockchain. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, we're already in development. We're already developing the layer 1 blockchain.
So, and by next year, your platform will move to that blockchain from BSC.
That's we would have testnet, and we'd have to do we'd have to make sure we have all the proper audits. We have an audit with Certic that's in progress right now. If you guys go, you could see the profile. We have it pinned in our group, Certic. We have a audit with Certic in progress right now, but we'll most likely use Certic for our layer 1 blockchain as well. And not only will we need auditing, we'll need pen testing, we'll need actual heavy penetration testing, and we'll need to make sure that this is going to be an entirely new blockchain. So we need to make sure that having these new functionalities, distributing, calculating the Unimoon, there won't be any problems. But if there are, we'll need to have a testnet environment to make sure that it's safe once we have everything established and move over and we're on mainnet, right? So that's the most biggest concern. So yeah, we will move to our own layer 1.
Okay, so by this year, are you planning to release your platform on BSC first, so everyone can use it on BSC?
I'm sorry, you mean the social media application?
Yep, correct.
The social media application is being built on our own layer 1 blockchain.
Also, it will be released by next year once you move to your own blockchain, correct?
We'll release the social media application before. Like I said, we're already in development, so we have the initial wireframes and mockups, and we're developing the back end of it right now. But this will be released. We'll have things to show before the end of the year. But the actual functionality and the use of Unimoon. So this is the social media application name is called Unimoon. Unimoon would actually be powered by our own layer 1 blockchain. So you could function with it, you can use it, you can download it and test it. But the actual rewards distribution to earn rewards and for that social activity coefficient to distribute Unimoon to your wallet on the social media application, this will be done on our own layer 1 blockchain.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, thanks so much, Dale.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome. That was it's an important thing to clarify there. So I'm glad we got to talk about that, especially on the roadmap for trying to figure that out, because development can be very complicated. We have time for probably 2 more questions, I guess, depending on how long they are. John, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you should be able to unmute and ask your question.
Hello.
Hi.
Dave, nice project.
Thank you.
Your plans, do you have marketing to the Portuguese-speaking community like Brazil, Angola, and Portugal? We have a lot of investors.
Yeah, I want to maximize our exposure to the masses as much as possible. Currently, my main focus is really just on developing and marketing with I suppose within the English speaking communities. But that's not to say that over time we would absolutely make sure that we can grow and expand and increase our visibility to every international base in the world. This should be available for everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's something that can take a little while to make sure that you have. First, you obviously, like you said, have to kind of develop it, and then as you have that, you have to make sure the translations go through correctly and that you can build up that community. So it takes a little while to get all the different communities together. We've run into this; they're slowly expanding, but
Exactly.
like we said, it's definitely a goal of pretty much every project to reach everybody.
Yeah, I think it's important because especially with what we're doing, it's being a truly decentralized social media platform. That would mean we want global reach, so it should be accessible for everyone. There should be multiple languages, and people should be able to understand what they're using, and it should be easy to do.
VFarm, you're probably, actually, I guess we may have time for one more question after that, but down at the bottom of your screen, you should be able to unmute.
Hi. I just noticed you changed the contract address because it differs from what we have now in the.
That's right, we did.
So why?
That's right.
Why and what Certic outdated right now? Thank you.
What did you say? What was the last thing about Certic?
What contract Certic is audited? So if you
Certic will be auditing the one that we just updated. So the last function, the last contract had an airdrop function, and we just removed that because that wasn't necessary to have, along with another burn function, and that wasn't necessary to have. So we just wanted to tighten up that contract. And so yeah, we just redeployed. We made a few revisions on that, and so yeah, we wanted to make sure that it was a good contract for CerTic to audit, and so we feel that this was the best decision to make sure that CerTic could audit this without any of those other functions, because they didn't really serve a purpose. The airdropping component, it's not really important to have right now. Yeah, especially because we're going to be migrating to our own blockchain. It would have been exciting if we wanted to do like marketing, promotions, and things like this. But yeah, it's essentially there was a functionality for the owner deployer. It just wasn't necessary to have, so we just thought it'd be better to take it out.
Thanks. I know we had a few people in our chat that were asking about that as well, on the contract switch. It's always good. I mean, you guys have been very transparent and upfront about everything so far. It's always good to be able to address those and just say who's exactly what. All right, we have time. Like I said, the actual the private sale one is going to start in about an hour and 5 minutes. So we have time for one more question here, and that's going to come from D. And then we'll get, I guess, any last things that you want to talk about, Dale, and then we'll hop off and give you enough time to get ready before the private sale starts. So D, down at the bottom of your screen, if you want to unmute, you should be able to now.
Okay, thank you. I had a quick question for you. So you speak of the new blockchain that you'll be creating. What happens to the BSC token holders that are buying in pre-sale and subsequently in the open market? How do you intend to either break that, or what are your ideas about that?
Yeah. So most likely what we're going to do is just bridge everything over, and we'll swap it out 1-to-1, and then it would just burn all the BSC tokens, and so you would just all the holders from BSC and in the open market, let's say on PancakeSwap, we would, once migration was ready, we would just have a 1-to-1 swap for those tokens.
Okay, that makes sense. I assumed that. I just didn't know if there would be any additional benefit to folks who maybe bought early and bought in pre-sale. Maybe there would be some extra compensation for those migrating over.
I think being an early enthusiast of this project, before we have major development, I think that there's a lot of upside to that. Being an enthusiast and supporter of the project this early on, before the major development has come and before all that utility is available. But obviously, when there's more utility in the ecosystem, and it's readily viewable and touching, and there's more functionality with the applications, I think that it's a great opportunity to jump into a project before that utility and hype has been created.
Right. Of course, it's also a risk, but I understand your point.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's do your own research and invest what you're comfortable with. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Dale. We appreciate you coming on here and spending an hour with us, kind of going through and answering questions, talking about it. I know you guys have a lot of extra information on your website, on your light paper, which you mentioned before, and several videos as well or at least a couple of videos on your YouTube, which always is great for people to be able to watch. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about or wrap up real quick before we hop off?
Yeah. Well, just to add to that last question that D had asked, the testing versions of Unimoon would only be we're going to have a beta testing period for only the holders of Unimoon. So we'll just open that up as a private group for people to beta test, and that would only be available for the people that are holding on Unimoon. But obviously in the future, that isn't going to be necessary for you to have the application. It would just really be for testing. And then once we have more testing and more data, more experiences, and more actual data experiences from the actual Unimoon application, then we would open it up to the public. So that would be another benefit as well.
Perfect. I know we have a lot more people in here that have questions. For anybody who does have questions about either the private sale or how Unimoon works, feel free to jump into their community and ask away. I've seen quite a bit of it, and they tend to be very good about answering questions like that. So thank you all for coming out here and listening to us and learning a little bit more about the project. For anybody that is interested, it's happening in just over an hour here. The contract got swapped over, so we should be good to go on that. And yeah, like I said, feel free to ask any questions in either of the chat, and we'll be able to do it. But Dale, thank you very much for joining us and talking about it.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you guys were interested in doing that whitelisting thing for your community. If you guys are, you could set up like a Google spreadsheet or something like this. We can open it up for 5 minutes, and then people can input their wallet addresses. And then for all the people that have joined, yeah, we're at 300 people today. Wow. So yeah, for all the people that are here that are from outside of the communities or from within yours, I would like to give them a whitelist into the pink sale on November 8th.
Yeah, certainly. We will put together a spreadsheet here real quick, and we can drop that in chat. We'll leave it open for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Like you said, and we can send that over.
Okay, great. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Thank you, and good luck.
Bye.